Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to build a basic chat room in Golang using WebSocket. This will help us to understand channel and go routine in Golang. Let's start with the architecture. In this architecture, client represents an individual user connected to the chat room. It contains a WebSocket connection, a channel, we name it here message channel, which send and receive messages to and from the client, and a reference to the room, chat room, the client belongs to. Room represents the chat room itself and holds information about the clients currently present in the room. It maintains a map of clients and has 3 channels. We name them join channel, broadcast channel, and leave channel. Join channel is for adding new clients to the room, broadcast channel for broadcasting messages to all the clients in the room, and leave channel for removing clients from the room. The room handles chat room operations. It listens to the channels and performs appropriate actions based on the received signals, such as adding new clients to the room, broadcasting messages to all the clients, and removing clients from the room. Client continuously reads incoming messages from the client's WebSocket connection and broadcasts them to all the clients in the room using the broadcast channel. Client continuously writes outgoing messages from the message channel to the client's WebSocket connection. This architecture allows multiple clients to join the chat room, exchange messages with each other. Now let's jump into the code. We'll create a file. Main.go, package main. Package main is required for a Go program to be executable. Func main. The main function is the entry point of the program. We can print a message to the console using fmt.println so that we know we are here. Print line, Go chat. We need to start server. We will use HTTP package dot listen and serve. Listen and serve. We'll use port 8080, and we can put handler nil, so it will take default one. We can check error at the same time, so we assign if. We can use if condition in the same line with the assignment. If error is not nil, which means if there is any error, then we log it as a fatal error. Okay, so everything looks good so far. Now we need to create a new file, client.go. Here we'll use the client type, first package main, and then type client struct. We have socket connection, we name it socket, WebSocket dot connection. It is connection. Then we add our message channel. Message channel is a channel of type byte, since we'll be putting here data. Now we need pointer to the room, pointer to the. Okay, we need to create room at this part, so we use room.go. Now we create a room. package main, type room, start, first clients, it's a map, we put clients pointer here, and as a value we'll put boolean true normally. Then 3 channels, right? First join channel type is client pointer, it will be client pointer. Then it's a leave channel type, this will also be client pointer. And finally broadcast channel, it will be a channel holding data. Client map is used to keep track of the connected clients in the chat room. Each client is stored as a key with the corresponding value indicating their presence. The join channel is used for signaling the addition of a new client to the room. A leave channel is for signaling that the client has left, and broadcast channel is used for broadcasting messages to all the clients in the room. Okay, so we are in the client, and now we can declare the room type, right? Now we'll be using these two type for reading from the channels and socket. So let's go with the client first. First we use read from socket. Read from socket method. We need to associate this method with our client type. Okay, so we need to read socket. So C dot WebSocket is here socket. Then now you see we get the read message. Read message returns 3 things. First is message type, then data type, and then error. We do not need the message type, so we keep it blank, then message, and then error. If error happens, which means if error not equals to nil, then we return, which means it will stop here. Now we should put this message read from socket to the broadcast channel. So C dot broadcast channel is in room, so we need to get the room where the client is dot broadcast channel, and we'll put our data in message into the broadcast channel. Now we are almost done with this, but we need to read as long as there is any message in the socket. So we need to put this in a for loop. So this method is responsible for reading messages from the client's WebSocket connection. And here, upon receiving message, it broadcasts the message to other clients in the room by sending it to the broadcast channel of the associated room. Now, we need to do one more thing here. We need to close the socket. Socket dot close. We need to use defer so that it is done at the end of this method. Now we will write to socket. Okay, so func write to socket. we should attach this with our client. Now we need to write message to the WebSocket. c.socket.write message. But where do we get the message? Yes, we need to read the message from message channel. So we do it in for loop so that we cover all the messages. So we are reading from message channel. The write message has parameter message type and data. Message type will be WebSocket text message. So WebSocket dot text message, and the data will be message. Okay. Now if any error happens, so we need to take the error. If error is not nil, what we do? We just return. So far so good, right? We are reading from the message channel and writing to the WebSocket. Now we need to close the WebSocket at the end of the function call. So we use defer c.socket.close. So we are done with this method. So this method is responsible for writing messages from the message channel of the client to the client's WebSocket connection. In this line, we use loop to continuously read messages from message channel until the channel is closed. Each message is written to the client's WebSocket connection as a text message. So we are done with reading and writing from the WebSocket. Now we go to the room. Here what we do? In the room we have 3 channels and a client's map. We need to run a method that will be handling with these channels. We name it run. Func run, right? We need to associate this method with room. We need to run this method continuously, so we use a for loop here. We use select. Select allows us to wait on multiple channel operations simultaneously, selecting the first one that is ready to communicate. So first we go with join channel. Room.join channel. We read the value of join channel. Since join channel contains client, we assign it to client. Here we need case. Now, so when the client joins in the room, we room enlisted the client in its map r.clients equals to true. Next, leaf channel. Same thing. On leaf channel. What we do? We just delete it from the list. Our room.clients the map, and we need to delete client. So when we delete the client from the room, we should close the message channel of the client, right? So we close client this client's message channel. Finally, we have broadcast channel. R.broadcast channel. We assign this data from broadcast channel to message variable because this is a data. What to do with the message? We send this message, we put this message to the all clients. To the message channel of all clients. So we need a for loop here. Range r.clients. We have all the client list here. We write to the client's message channel, right? So what we write? We write the message. So we are done with all the three channels in the room. Let's recap what we have done here. This method, this run method, acts as a central hub for handling client joining, leaving, and message broadcasting in the room. This method runs infinite loop so that it continuously monitors three channels using a select statement. And first case, join channel. When a client joins the room, it adds the client to the client's map by setting r.clients to true. Second channel, leave channel. When a client leaves the room, it removes the client from the client's map using delete. It also closes the client's message channel using close method, built-in close method. Finally, when a message is received on the broadcast channel, it iterates over all the clients in the room and sends the message to each client's message channel. So now we are done with WebSocket and all the four channels. Now we need to implement server HTTP method to handle incoming WebSocket connection and manage the communication between clients. Func server HTTP. We need the response writer. Response writer, and I need the request pointer. Request. We need to attach this method with the room type. In this method, we will upgrade our HTTP connection to socket connection. For that, we need a upgrader. Ampersand WebSocket dot upgrader. It has read buffer size and write buffer size. We can first assign read buffer size and write buffer size. Socket buffer size. This is for WebSocket. We'll be using. Now read buffer size. We use socket buffer size, and write buffer size, socket buffer size. We'll use message buffer size later. So we have the upgrader. Now we can use the upgrader to upgrade this, upgrade the connection to a socket. Upgrader dot upgrade. We use the response writer and request. Response writer and request. We do not need the handler. We can put it nil, it will take default 1. It will respond with a socket, and we can take error here. If error happens, we log it as fatal error. I think fatal itself returns, still we are putting return here. Now we will use our socket to create a client. Now we create a client. When we have a WebSocket connection, we create a new client. So client has socket, and we use the socket upgraded from HTTP. We have the message channel. We create a message channel using make method. This is a channel type of data, right? Right. Here we'll use the message buffer size. Finally, we have the room. We will use the room variable here. So we are creating a client here. Now we need to join this client. To join, we need to put data in join channel. What will we put? We will put the client, and we will use the leave channel when the method completes or the client disconnects. Room.leave channel, need to defer the for the end of the method. We have to read from socket and write to the socket. As we have seen in the client, we are doing two activities: read from socket, write to socket. We'll do that here. We'll use go routine for writing so that they do not block. Write to socket, and we have read from socket, right? So now we recap again. We need to implement server HTTP method to handle incoming WebSocket connections and manage the communication between clients. This method is defined on the room type. It implements the HTTP handler interface, allowing the room type to handle HTTP requests. First, we upgrade the incoming HTTP request to a WebSocket connection using upgrade or update. If successful, it returns a WebSocket connection. Then we create a client. A new client instance is created with the WebSocket connection, a message channel, and a reference to the current room. The client is then added to the join channel. It is a join channel of the room, indicating that a new client has joined. Then a defer statement is used to ensure that the client is added to the leave channel when the method completes or the client disconnects. This allows for proper cleanup and notifying the room when a client leaves. We are writing to socket here, and we are reading from socket here. So now let's go to main group. So in the main function, we need to create a new room. Name it new. We'll create this method in room. Func new room to return room type. remember that we are not going to attach this method with room type because we'll call it directly. Return room enter. Room has clients. We'll create a map. Then we'll create join channel. Join channel. Let's make a channel. Then leave channel. We make a channel. Then broadcast channel. We make a channel which contains byte. So we have created new room. So this room is available, new room. Now we'll run this room. Call the run method. So we are almost done, but we have not yet declared any route. Let's do it. Init/room, and we'll use the room here. Okay, let us check what is happening here. It says missing method serve HTTP. Missing method serve HTTP. Oh, we made a mistake here. We wrote server. Sorry about that. Should be fine now. Yeah, now it is all good. So we are done. What we have done here, we create a new room instance. The server HTTP method is defined on the room type. It implements the HTTP handler interface, allowing the room type to handle HTTP request. Here, by launching r.run in a separate Go routine, we run the method continuously with the main program execution so that it does not block. This allows the chat room to handle incoming client connections, client disconnections, and message broadcasting concurrently. Now we'll be testing in Postman. Let's open Postman. We'll create new WebSocket connection. WS room. We'll open up another one so that we can connect two clients. Now, before that, we have to run the program. Go run dot. So it is running. Now let's connect. Connecting first client, it says connected. Then connecting second client, it says connected. So I'm sending message from first client. See, client 1, send message. So here we get the message, but we need to check another client if we get the message there or not. Yes, you see the message here. Now we send message from client, second client, client 2. The message is sent. Now we check in client 1 if client 2 message is received or not. Yes, see the client 2 message. So we could successfully run our program. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching. In next video, I will make HTML part front end. We will be using form to send messages.